All right, so today we're going to brew with the Clever Dripper. It's a pretty easy dripper to brew with, and I'm going to show you my way of how I brew with it. Um, I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and they seem to work out and not work out at the same time. Few did, few did not. This is what I prefer as my recipe. Okay, so let's get brewing. I'll walk you through the recipe as soon as while we're brewing. Um, so we're going to brew with a pretty light roast today. Um, we're brewing with this Ratnagiri Lactic Natural Speciolum. It's one of the very good coffees that I have right now on my shelf. This is pretty light roasted. So I'm going to just keep my temperature at around 92 degrees. Not that light, so it's kind of like a medium light roast. And what we're going to do is weigh out 20 grams of coffee. So all of this is just done to keep simple numbers: 20 grams of coffee to 320 grams of water. That is a 1:16 ratio. Just keep this here. So a Clear Dripper is both an immersion and a percolation kind of a device. So it gives us more control over how much the time that we're brewing, the grind size, the temperature, and everything. So you have control over everything, like even the agitation, because you know how much you want to agitate the like the bed of the coffee. So it's it's something that gives you good control, and at the same time it's pretty easy to work with. It's not as hard as a V60 or a pour over device where your technique matters. Here your technique doesn't matter. What I would like to do is my grind size I would set it, because I'm using 20 grams of coffee, and this is pretty a relatively quicker brew. I'm just going to set it to a medium grind size around 8 on my Easy Press OK Ultra, and let's get grinding. All right. I'm going to show you the grind size here. It's kind of towards it's kind of medium only. Most of your immersion brewers can tolerate both fine as well as a coarser grind size. So that's always good to work with. Um, you don't have to be too finicky. So these are the Clever Ripper filters. These are the Melita 04, I think, filters. I like to fold it once on the right and this one in the opposite direction. Uh, Heat your Clever Ripper thoroughly. Um, Even though this is a plastic, it still tends to take out a lot of heat from your brew. So make sure your kettle is up to temperature, and just pour in a lot of water just to heat up the brewer. Okay, just gonna discard this water. The clever also tends to hold some water here. Even after discarding, you'll find some water. So as you can see, there was a lot of water at the bottom of the base. So it's better to ensure that you're not brewing with some extra water, right? So here's my coffee. Okay, so I like to put in the coffee first. So there goes in 20 grams of coffee. This is opposed to what few of the YouTubers say. Specifically, Hoffman's recipe calls for water in first and then the coffee. Um, in that case, you'd have to grind pretty finer because you're not agitating it as much with your kettle. I'm going to start my timer and I'm going to bloom with 60 grams for just 20 seconds. After the pour, I'm just going to bloom it for 10 seconds basically. So quickly in with your water. That's 60. I'm just going to hold here till 20 seconds and then I'm just going to pour in all the way up to 320. Okay, that's 20 and that's it. And doing a very quick pour, I'm just trying to ensure that I'm saturating all the grounds. I'm not worrying too much about my pour structure. And that's 322. Okay, I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm not going to do anything to this brewer right now. And we're just going to wait for 3 minutes. All right. Meanwhile, we are waiting for our coffee to brew. Let's talk a little bit more about this coffee, the coffee that we're brewing. Um, this is the Ratnagiri Lactic Naturals. This is by COM Coffee Roasters. It smells amazing, by the way. Just brewing this on the Clever Ripper just um, gives amazing good aromas of I would like to say some kind of fruity aromas near about to what's mentioned on the bag. That's the cranberries. Um, I've tried this coffee on a V60. I've tried this coffee. Um, I think on the Kalita wave as well. So both I've tried this. This coffee tastes amazing. It does have so the note descriptors are jam, malt, and cranberries. It's pretty close. I've gotten a lot of malt from this coffee um, towards in the aftertaste, which I kind of don't like. But a friend of mine just said rest it for a couple of days, and that malt taste seems to go away. So this has been roasted on 14th of the last month. It's been more than almost 20 days now that this has been roasted. So I think we should be good. We should get that less of the malt taste. Also, if you are planning to brew with this coffee, I would like to suggest you to go a little bit coarser than usual. Just just if you don't like the malt taste. Otherwise, if you're fine with that, you're happy to brew with whatever your regular settings is. So just a tad coarser, not like completely coarse. So if you don't need to go like 2 to 3 clicks coarser. Just like you can go just a 2 to 3 clicks coarser, not like 5 to 6. Um, just like that. Yeah. So this is almost 3. I'm just going to give this one small swirl, all right, and wait for the coffee to settle down. So around 3:15, I'm going to place it on the carafe. So it's around 3:15 and there. Great clever dipper brews. They produce like good amount of body, good amount of clarity, good amount of um, complexity in their in the cup. Um, it's like it's very hard to get a disappointing cup from a clever dipper. Yes, you can always tweak it to make it better, but in general, it's not that difficult to mess up this brew, just because the way the brewer is designed. And it takes almost 45 seconds for my coffee to drain down, which is just about right. So it's around 4 minutes of a total brew time. Mm. Right, let's give it a taste. Yep. um, pre- Pretty much almost managed to eliminate the malt taste from this coffee. um, it's it has great body, good sweetness to it, great complexity as well. Right. Do give this a try. Tweak the grind size a little bit higher or lower depending on your taste. I could go a little bit coarser on this, probably an 8.5, and that might do the trick. But yeah, this is my first time brewing on the Clever Ripper with this coffee, so I'm still not dialed in. Right. Cheers.